Hey everybody, welcome back. I am back from my week break. So I thought a good way to start this off would be talking about cooling. Simply cooling your CPU. This should be a fun topic. So there are two kinds of cooling for CPUs. There's water cooling and there's air cooling. Both have advantages and disadvantages. So we're just going to jump in really quick on this. Typically, when you're coming down to cooling, when it comes to this, you're going for the best because honestly, your stock cooler that you get with your CPU, or most people will get with their CPUs, is going to be perfectly fine. You don't really need more than that unless you want to get into overclocking or you're going to be pushing your system really, really hard. And honestly, while the Noctua NHD15 isn't honestly the best looking fans that they have made, they are quite honestly though the very best out on the market. Quiet and have the best performance. To make up for this though, Noctua did come out with a black version, the Chromax version, as they call it, and honestly, it does look really, really sick. There are plenty of companies that also use Noctua fans as an OEM, original engineering manufacturer. ASUS has done it a few times, I know that for a fact. And this would honestly be the best cooler you could get for air cooling, in my opinion, when it comes down to price as well as performance. For price, it is $99.95 at Amazon for the normal one. The Chromax is about the same price actually right now, so it's not a bad idea to go get that. There are many of what is called AIOs. AIO stands for all-in-one. All-in-one as in it is a liquid loop for water cooling your CPU, but is done all for you. Now, you could get a little bit extra and go the full custom liquid loop. This is a very costly maneuver. You're talking radiator, you're talking radiator maybe two. You're talking about getting plates for your GPU as well as for your CPU to be able to cool it with the liquid loop. And also you're talking about getting a reservoir, which is to hold the main majority of the water. And at the bottom of that is going to be a pump to push the water. That way you can circulate the hot water with the cold water and keep everything nice and cool. And AIO does it all for you. And honestly is significantly cheaper. They don't always look as good. Now, this one is the Arctic Liquid Freezer 2. It is honestly considered the cheapest good AIO you can get, and you don't really need more than this. Anything a little more than this, generally you're getting features that you don't really need, however, can be nice. For instance, on my cooler in my computer right now, it has a screen on it to show off stuff. If I can figure out how to do it, I'm going to put my logo on there and show off my logo. It would be more apparent if I could face it this towards the camera, but then I have to show off the cables, and I'm not wanting to do that. So we'll work. We'll figure this out as we go. And honestly, there are problems with both. For instance, air coolers, while are insanely effective, can be very loud, which is why I'm recommending the Noctua NHD15s. They also, there's a bit of a discrepancy on how effective they are. I would say that both a liquid cooler and AIO and this would work about the same. However, custom water cooling is extremely effective. What outweighs that is how expensive it is. If you want to custom water loop your computer, you're generally looking at adding another $1,000 to it at the very least sometimes, because you're going to have to get loops, you're going to have to get fittings, you're going to have to get the radiators, you're going to have to all these kinds of things, not to mention the fact that it also can sometimes make it a little harder for maintenance. Honestly, it is very good idea to go with the air cooler. I would recommend still the Noctuas. Getting those Chromax fans will make a build look beautiful. And honestly, Noctua just is really nice. Their mounting mechanism for their coolers is phenomenal. Two little clips that go on the side of the fins of the heat spreaders. However, guys, that's what I got for you today. There are, trust me, hundreds and hundreds of air coolers and water coolers, AIOs, in other words, that you can find and get to put in your computer. The two I pick were just happened to be the most budget while going for performance. I would say that it would be the very best that you can get would be the Noctuas and that Arctic liquid freezer. You really only need a 240 mil, by the way. Anything more, you kind of get a diminishing returns kind of thing going on. If you guys want me to talk about that, we can talk about it a bit more on a later video. Just leave a comment down below if you want me to talk about it. But other than that, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, link is down below to the merch store. Go get the merch. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, go check out the other PC Basic videos I've done. They're great source material for anybody that's starting to get into computers, and honestly would help make things a lot simpler. There's some stuff in there that I wish I knew before I built my first computer, but now that I do know them, I gotta share them with you guys. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and have a good day.